delighted to say, got another player in the last 16 joining me now. The number 2 seed, Stevie Dempsey, on commentary for this one. A little bit ahead of your match in an hour or so's time.
How's it going, Simon? Yeah, should be a cracker, this one. Probably one of the biggest lineups in the last 16, this one. So, yeah, John has just about made a ball off his first break.
Yeah, it's a big matchup. This is obviously 2 Ultimate Pool champions. John winning the pairs and the Pro Series. Craig Waddingham Champions League.
Yeah, and these yellows look pretty presentable. Sort of a nice layout you want to get in your first frame to settle down. Especially with it being a short race to 5 straight knockout. I mean, you need to be firing from the very start, or there's not really much time to get back into it if you're not firing from the first frame or 2.
Yeah, it's a short format, this. The groups were short, races to 4, but you get the 3 matches. But now it is very severe out there, race to 5 to make a quarter final.
Yeah, I think it's good though to, something to mix up the formats of the event instead of playing the...
Yeah, I'm a big fan of variety.
Yeah, 100%. Some people aren't going to like certain formats, but yeah, I think you need to keep it mixed up.
It does mean you have to go from ball 1 here, and John's got a great chance. This ball down the cushion should give him a perfect spot to go and take the opening frame.
No problem with that one. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think very hard to price up this match. Who'd be favoured? It's very much a toss of a coin, I would say.
Yeah, I think coming into it,
probably John.
You'd have John on current year form. Obviously, with everything that Craig's done over the last couple of years, you'd say maybe Craig. But with what John's done this year, but it's very close, isn't it? Probably the closest of all of the matches.
I would say yesterday's probably the best I've seen Craig play all season. So yeah, you could say based on yesterday's performance, he's possibly favoured. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's really going to be whoever gets the chances. These guys aren't going to miss too much. Yeah,
the news from Craig Waddingham was that he's been practicing, and he's not a big practicer. He kind of has a few frames of snooker to keep his arm in, but he's been practicing and said he needed it, and it's paying off based on yesterday's form. But he can't do anything from his chair. John McAllister's going to keep him there if this 8-ball drops in, which of course it does, and a brilliant start for the former world champion.
And he's dry. He seemed to connect with them okay, but nothing really troubled the pocket. There wasn't anything hitting the knuckles, or it just looked like nothing was ever going to go there. Except for that last one, actually, just maybe didn't have the legs. But John won't care. He's got another chance here, so a little bit of work to do in the top left-hand corner. Alright, so he's going to try and nudge into the second of the reds here, and he's missed it. So, he could be a bit fortunate here. I think he is. He's landed with an angle to screw up back into them now. Yeah. A little bit fortunate there, because if he doesn't have this angle, it's hard to really see what he can do.
Yeah, he was always going to be on a ball, but to be able to go and continue and attack his bad balls, it's a little fortunate. This time he gets the cannon.
And he's on the one to the centre. I think he'll be okay with that. Still quite tricky to figure out how he's going to get over to that one, especially with that top one covering it now, unless it goes past it. But yeah, definitely a bit of work to do here. I think I'm dropping this in the centre, and then I'm playing the one down the bottom to screw over to the side cushion and give myself the angle to disturb the other one.
Using the ball nearest the right hand side to do the work. Yeah,
I don't think there's any other way, unless he fancies playing it now with top left. I think that's what he's going to do, because the last ball down the bottom is obviously the best to connect to the 8-ball.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Took these nicely.
Yeah, very good sort of problem-solving visit, really. two problems really on the table. The one he's just cannoned out there, which wasn't as big as the initial one. Deals with the initial one, then has to get to work on that one.
Yeah, and it's very much dot to dot now, because he can hold off his last red, hold off the yellow, get onto the 8-ball. So should be 2-0 here to John, and his break next. I think these guys have the taller guys have a bit of an advantage with the break, it seems. If you look at the likes of Tom and Jack and John, they don't even seem like they're putting too much power into it, and they're just smashing the balls, because I think because they've got longer arms, their backswing is just more effortless.
Yeah, they get the ball on the line and feel like they're just driving through normal.
Yeah.
Especially for Jack, it feels like it's just his normal technique.
Yeah. Us guys with short man syndrome, we just don't have that luxury.
Try and put everything into it. Give it the hammer.
Yeah.
This has been very good from John. 2 chances, 2 clearances. He's off to a bit of a flyer here. It's a race to 5, as it has been all the way through the last 16 stage here. Yeah, well, it's certainly happened a decent amount through the first 5 games.
I think in terms of winning events, it's still the top sort of guys that are winning them, but in head-to-head matches and one-off matches, you would say the second favourite wins just as many as the favourite.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, it's still the same series of players that are winning tournaments, but in terms of matches, you're absolutely right. So it's John with a first opportunity once again. Chance to go 3 straight. I think this one's pretty good.
Yeah. And
that's not ideal, though.
Not ideal. I think he can still cut this one back to the top right, and that's fine. He can maybe have a go to the other one to the bottom, but he'd rather be cutting this back to the... It's very tight, but from the overhead it looks like it's still on.
That was the shot, really. If he lands nicely on the next ball there, you feel like it could be routine.
He's on this one, is he? Or he thinks he's close to it anyway.
Yeah. Looks tight from the cameras we've got. I think he wants to be. He's going to have to find another way.
Hard to control the white here. And he's made a good job of it, to be fair. It's a really good shot.
Yeah, back into prime position. The yellow he was looking at previously goes to the bottom left, and he should be able to connect everything together from there.
Yeah. It's been a good start from John. It just goes to show how small the margins. All Craig's done is 1 dry break, and he's 3-0 down. Well, should be 3-0 down.
Yeah, should be.
I don't want to put the commentator's course on John.
You playing for the one below the 8-ball before the one to left centre?
Yeah. And I'm just going to either track the gap between 8-ball and red, I would say. Depends on what angle I have.
John's going to go the other way here.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but maybe he couldn't actually hold for it. And
if he's straight, then he can...
Yeah, I think it's whatever way he was more comfortable of potting that last yellow, because that was really the key shot. After that, I mean, you can go whichever way you want.
There's the gap.
Perfect. Don't fancy him missing this.
It's one of the ones you want, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And 3-0, just like that. Oh, he's going to get his first one here.
And the reds look pretty good. I think they've all got pockets. The 8-ball's free.
Yellows are okay. The yellow below the 8-ball goes as well, so
yeah,
actually go both ways here.
Yeah, I actually think he might go yellows, because they all just sort of, he is. They all just connect quite easily now. He can, if he drops on the one net below the 8 ball next, he can track the one on the bottom rail, and then it's middle for the 2 yellows. Yeah, he played that nicely. Getting that little bit closer, which just makes the position on the next shot easier.
I think he gave some consideration, and he may have taken it if it was straight to right centre there to deal with the other 2 first and then do what he's doing here, and could have the 8 ball left centre, but he's going to follow the way that you said.
Just come a little bit low, I think. He may be going up the table next, is he? No, he's fine. Thought he had a little bit of an angle, but he's perfect. Had the white ball on a string in that finish.
Just what he needed. Needed a chance.
Oh, the white ball's gone.
Red and yellow on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I think red's go. I don't think that yellow is tied up at the bottom, but I think the red goes. So yeah, and he can just nudge into these red on the side cushion now and try and break it out. And then they're all there if this comes out nicely. Yeah, he's played that well, and he'll be happy with that. He's on his bottom ball. Get rid of this.
Yeah, he'll be thrilled to land on the bottom ball. It means he can just work his way up the table.
Now.
They're a little bit blocking each other. May have to play for the one.
If the one just below the balk line, the lowest of the 2 that are below the balk line goes past the other one, the red, which I think it does from looking at the overhead. Yeah, I think that's what he's played on here. Oh, actually, this one probably goes past the yellow, does it?
Oh, there's more options than you think. Yeah, if he might be on the one he's nearest to. He might go top left. He's on the one below the 8 ball, and maybe the one to the right.
Yeah, I think this is the one he's played for, the one to the right. If that goes past the other red, then I think he's fine, because it frees up the other red that's on the balk line to the opposite corner. So he's going to try and come around and track this one in the centre, is he?
You can see on that angle there, so that red didn't go, so to the top left that is.
So a little bit out of position now. Needs one good shot here. I think I'm playing the one nearest the pocket with right hand side and try and cannon into the red or to the yellow that's just below the balk line.
The way that Craig plays, though, dropping it in dead weight and almost letting it just track to the 8 ball, taking the red long, isn't a terrible if the natural goes into the 8 ball.
So he's playing this one in the centre, I think. And it's a tricky shot to the centre, but I think he's okay. The white had landed on the cushion. It made it a lot more tougher, but you expect him to get this big shot in the context of the match. And he's got it. No problems.
Yeah, Craig Waddingham always a player that will back his potting.
Yeah, I agree. I think most of the top players certainly they can do serious damage if they're getting the chances, but it's all about, when they're under pressure, can they do it?
And you can see how much it means to Craig Waddingham in terms of he knows how important the chances are. Desperate for a ball, and he just refuses to fall.
Yeah, and that was a good break. I think he connected well with them, but yeah.
And it's a very good layout again. red on the right-hand side connects to the one on the cushion, which would in turn then connect to the one at the top. I think he's just worked out that he wanted to get rid of that one out of the way there. And then from here he can work his finish out, but it's gone a little bit awkward the way they've sat together at the top.
Yeah. It's not... So he's going to play this one, he must play the plant. Or is he going to leave himself an angle to come out? Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, because it's going to be a tricky enough shot to get onto his last red. Because of that yellow beside it. If he's tracking down the table off one of the other ones. Unless he plans on getting on it now, but I don't know. I think there's one good shot that needs to be played in this frame, but depending on whatever way he goes around about to finish. Be it either tracking his last ball down the bottom, or if he plays that third, and then he's going to have to track his last one off the one in the pocket, which is going to be tough. He could just come down now and play the plant either, which I think would be the best option, yeah. I think this is his best option. It makes it as easy as possible.
Yeah, you could see him shaking his head there when he was really working out. Whatever he planned by taking that one in the middle of the table early, it didn't work out as he wanted it to, and kind of had to reset himself.
If he's playing the inside one, I would... Yeah, it's a good shot.
On camera it looks like that yellow's blocking the red, and it is, but I feel like there's probably a little bit more margin. Although that little glimpse we just saw tells us maybe it not. Has to get the pace right.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah, lovely shot. Been quite the standard this match. Both players been pretty flawless. Yeah, 6 straight from the break. 8 ball. 8 ball. Oh, wow. Very, very nearly.
He really connected with them once. Does that red go on the side, left-hand side, or the yellow?
Immediately comes round to check. Looks like it.
Definitely looks like it from the overhead anyway.
Have a look at the 8 ball here. Dangerously close twice.
Oh.
Golden breaks aren't played. I don't think we've seen one yet today.
That would have...
Or did we still win a little bit one earlier on?
That would have just put the icing on the cake for Craig.
Yeah, I think Tom Cousins had one actually. Yeah, but yeah, it would have been that would have summed up the match from Craig's perspective.
So he's going yellows and he's decided to attack this one on the left hand side. Can't blame him really. And how's your luck? It's not bad. He'll be delighted with that outcome.
He knows he can't avoid the contact on the red, I think, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I think he can screw straight into it though and leave himself to the bottom. Yeah, that's what he's done. He's in good position now. Just get rid of these two in the middle and track the one on the right hand side then, and use your one that's lowest on the table to get onto the 8 ball. Just needs to leave himself to right angles on these shots and should be home and hosed. He has got the angle on that one nearest the centre of the table to just drift over, so he might play that one. No, he's probably doing it first. And that's... yeah, he's going to be...
It's a little awkward if he...
Yeah, I think he just needs to play this and land straight in the one in the centre. Just needs to cue it right, nice, because if he doesn't, then it becomes awkward.
I was wondering if he was hampered enough that he couldn't see it, but he can see it, so he's okay.
And just like that, it's gone a little bit. Can he hold it? I think he might be able to just... He can just stun down and play it in the centre, I suppose, as well. That's probably what he'll do.
I felt he could hold, and he could. I still thought he might play it for the centre.
Yeah,
the natural line then tracks right behind the 8-ball.
I think I would have. He'd a big margin for error.
Oh, he's 2 pots away from, well, an unbelievable standard of match, really. And this 8-ball to make it 7 straight clearances from the break. But importantly for John, he'd have 5 of them. And there it is. What a match that is. Brilliant performance from both players. All 7 off the break. John, though, taking 5 of them.